What's going on, guys? Hope y'all can hear me okay. Um, I know last time there was a little bit of issue with the audio not being loud enough on this thing. So let's see. Let me get this turned on real quick here. Okay, here we go. What's going on? Put y'all up here where I can see the comments. Oh, better turn the volume down on that. All right. I don't have long, guys. I'm just taking a break real quick before I finish up some stuff. Got to get caffeinated real quick. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. It's Friday afternoon, trying to finish up some work. Gotta go out to dinner this evening here in a little bit with the wife for our anniversary. So yes, my brother, live. You're actually in for one. That's amazing. So like I said, don't have a long time. I'm just taking a quick stop. Gotta wrap up work here in a minute and go out to dinner with the boss tonight for our anniversary. I'll try to keep an eye on the comments here, guys. But if I don't, it's not because I'm ignoring you. Where did I get her? Well, yesterday I had a box of chocolate covered strawberries delivered to her at work because she's not a big flower girl, but she loves chocolate covered strawberries. So, hey, what the heck? I ain't got to send flowers. I send her what she likes. So, we'll enjoy a rare night tonight out to dinner. And the boys are going to go spend the night with Grandma and Grandpa. So, nice, quiet evening alone. Just some current event stuff. Yeah, Cory Booker. Okay. And I don't say that because he could win just as easily as anybody else. I just say that because it's Cory Booker, and I just don't have a lot of respect for Cory Booker in general. I don't have a lot of respect for many people up there in that general area of Mos Eisley. So, what's in the cup? The same thing that's always in the cup: coffee. This is 100% coffee. Coffee is life. Coffee is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. Exactly, freaking Spartacus. So, in case you guys hadn't watched the news or anything this morning, which I'm sure most of you probably had, but on the off chance, of course, the U.S. just has said we're going to be pulling out of our nuclear pact with Russia. Yay, what could possibly happen there that we wouldn't like? Not that Russia's been following it all this time. I mean, keep in mind, they've probably been following it about like Democrats follow rules. But the fact that we're the ones formally announcing, hey, we're going to pull out of it, it's another one of those things just to keep an eye on. I mean, file it in that watch category. Venezuela still continues to be a spot to keep an eye on. As I'm like a broken record on, keep an eye on this gun control stuff at your state and local level as well as the federal level. There's stuff happening everywhere. Keep an eye, and I'm hesitant to bring this up because it's such a touchy issue, but keep a close eye on this abortion stuff, guys. No matter which side you fall on, there's things to be concerned about there. It's one thing to be in favor of abortion like they've traditionally pointed it out. It's another thing when you're openly advocating infanticide, and that's exactly where they're at. Those are the kind of things that can really set people off, which may or may not. It's dangerous. Okay, they're creating some dangerous situations. You start piling all together, the abortion stuff, the gun control stuff, freaking Ocasio-Cortez, that, oh my gosh, she's 70% tax on the wealthy, and then the other, that Omar, she comes out and says a 90% tax on the wealthy. Guys, these things are all the little incremental pinpricks that all add up to one big giant problem, okay? Yes, I saw, I know all about the that petition here in Florida for the assault weapons thing, try to get it on the ballot. I was talking about that a while back. Keep an eye on that and see where it goes. Ghost, that's exactly right. That's exactly what they're conditioning you for. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. I ain't got time to go down that rabbit hole because, like I said, I got to get ready in a little bit to go out to dinner. But you know, and that's kind of the point, MPC, what you just said. I'm not saying that I'm an advocate for such tactics, but at the same time, I don't know that you'll find a whole lot of sympathy from me, you know, for something like that. Murdering babies just ain't kosher. So, moving on from there, I'm glad you like it there, Jim. Not everybody feels the same way. So, in case you guys aren't reading the comments, Jim Timber was just thanking me for taking time to make the videos. And I like making them, guys. I like putting stuff out there and trying to help, you know, share the info and such. But it's funny because I literally just recorded a video that I'll probably try to get uploaded tonight. The rash of new people that I've had coming onto the channel has been bonkers. It's like trolls have just been coming out of the woodwork. I think this week, I think I have banned and or blocked more people this week than like all of last year combined. Somebody shared one of my videos somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it was the most recent one on the 10.5-inch Palmetto State Armory AR pistol. Somebody shared that one somewhere, and I don't know where, but like the trolls have just been coming out of the woodwork. And in case you guys don't know, I don't tolerate the trolls and stupidity. Your stupid comment, boom, I just block your ban and move on. I don't care. Somebody went off in a comment about, you know, my affecting my views and subscribership and affecting the money that I've got coming in and all this, and I'm like, you people are idiots. My channel's not monetized. I don't care about your subscription. I don't care about the views. I'm not doing this to make money. I make $0 off of this channel as far as how much viewership I've got or how much subscription I've got or whatever. People are so conditioned to all these monetized channels where they think they can dictate the content and dictate how the people do the videos and stuff that, what's up, Dave? They made a gross mistake with my channel because you're not going to dictate to me what videos I make, how I make them, et cetera, here. That's one of many reasons. Yeah, Matt Bracken's a good buddy of mine. I'm going to try to get him on again soon. but it's one of the reasons that I haven't monetized this channel, is because I don't want to be beholden to anybody. I make these videos because I want to make them. That's it. The only way I get anything off these videos is if anybody clicks on and actually uses the links that I put up for Primary Arms and Palmetto State Armory. That's it. If you don't click on that link and don't actually utilize it, I get nothing. I don't get money for views. I don't get money for subscriberships and ads and all that crap. And that's why, because I'm not going to be beholden to YouTube. I'm not going to be beholden to Google, and I'm not going to be beholden to the subscribership, so to speak. Not that I don't want you guys' input. I want your input. I want, to do stuff that you guys find applicable or useful, but at the same time, it's going to be something that I'm interested in and that I find useful and applicable as well. So, and I mean, yeah, I try to stay myself. That's what you see is what you get. Some of these little trolls, you guys are seeing it, they hide behind a keyboard. They will run their mouth behind a keyboard like they just got a full-blown case of diarrhea. But in person, they wouldn't even come up and say hey to you to your face. They will be cowering in the shadows somewhere. And if my buddy Mountain Sarge is still watching, he can vouch for that. What you see here is what you get. If you ever meet me in person, I'm really not, or at least I try not to be any different here than I am in person. But these guys don't get it. Let me try to look at real quick a couple of your comments. Let's see. Yes, we are very divided, and the division is continuing to grow. Robert Holly. Yes and no. I've got a couple of pouches that I make. Man, I am so swamped right now with individual orders that I don't have a whole lot of time for custom stuff, just because of the amount of R&D time it takes to get something right when you're doing it custom from scratch. So, I mean, yeah, it is, Dave. It's a good problem to have, but it's a problem nonetheless because I don't like it. I don't like this much of a backlog. So, yes, occasionally I do pouches, Robert, but right now, depending on what it is, it may or may not be something I could accommodate. The best thing to do is just email me. Use the business email, the sales@uwgearinc.com, and we can hash it out. See, Mountain Sarge is verifying it. Coffee cup and all, right here. Let's see. Tim Hawkins, any new gear for this year? Man, I'm looking at some stuff under the table right now that I've got that I want to get out, but I have not had the R&D time to do it, and I keep getting killed with things. Like I lost half a day yesterday because I unexpectedly had to go to the dentist and get a tooth crowned that I've been milking for about 2 years, and it finally decided it had enough. So that was half a day that I lost of work time that I wasn't expecting to lose. So it's aggravating things like that aren't anybody's fault and is out of my control that just drives me nuts. So yeah, I've got some new stuff on the list that I'd like to get to this year. I can't tell you if I'm going to or not though. So we'll have to see. Molly compatible pouch M1 Grand. I think you're probably the second person that's asked me for that, Robert. I would like to do it one day for you, but I can't tell you when it'll be because that's something I'll have to do from scratch. and it'll just take time of sitting down and doing it, because a pouch like that, I don't have anything existing wise that's close in, you know, the size or shape or method of that. So I'd have to do it from scratch, from ground up, and that just takes time. That's the downside of that. If it's something that I can take an existing design and just alter the dimensions of ever so slightly, then it's not a big deal. But something like that, I mean, yeah, I'd love to do it for you, but I can't honestly tell you when I could get to it. So what else is going on? I can't pull up the news because I'm having to use my phone to read y'all's comments because they won't stay up on here. 30 caliber carbine mags, 30 rounders. I did make a bandolier one year for a guy for those. I could probably do another one if I can find my notes from where I made it with the dimensions on it. That would be the kicker. I've got it somewhere. I just don't know. So Jay, send me an email, sales@uwgearing.com, and that way I can have myself a reminder. I'll look through my TDP stack and see if I can find that old set of dimensions I had for that. I can't promise you that I still got it, but I may. Excuse me. Dave, you ever heard or read about the Overton window? Read up on the Overton window. I really think that's what these people are doing. They are pushing that window so far to the left that when we shift left a little bit to kind of counter it, then when they come back, they're still way left to where they originally wanted to be. It's an amazing thing. Yeah, Mountain Ghost, that sounds interesting. I will have to check that out. Subsonic 223, yeah, buddy of mine reloads, got a ton of Subsonic 223. You can get some good results out of it, contrary to popular belief, especially with some good 75, 77 grain OTMs. They're not bad. Now your range is going to be fairly limited, but you can still get decent terminal performance out of them. Just depends. Let's see. Yes, the original ATACs FG and AU are gone bye-bye. The new FGX and AUX is out and online. I just happen to have material right here in both patterns. I'll be honest, guys, I'm a big fan of the FG as well. However, having played with now the FGX and the AUX, I gotta say, I think it's a move in the right direction. I think once you actually start seeing the FGX and the AUX in use, in addition to the IX, I think it makes a lot of sense and they work really well. My FGX stuff that I've got and I've played with a little bit, it does the job. It does the job. I will definitely have videos coming up on both of those. So keep your eye out for that. Well, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. FG still works great, but before you pass judgment on it, on the FGX, wait till you actually see it in use. Don't base your opinion off of how it looks. Like, okay, too many people do that with camo patterns, and not only that, but other things as well. Just it doesn't look as good as something else. Try to put that out of your mind and wait till you see how it performs, because it might surprise you. Might not, but it might. So keep that open. Pincott, I think Pincot's got some great stuff. The problem that I'm seeing with Pincott is it's all but dead here in the States. They just have not been able to get it off the ground. There's been some supplier issues that I won't get into details on, but without some big changes, I just don't see how Pincot's going to be able to take off and compete. I really don't. I I have not gotten any gear requests for it in quite a while. Quite a while. So don't know what that says, but Angel, yes, Reed had a Reed's had a couple of good videos lately. I like a lot of what Reed's got to say. Nah, they're not really reinventing the wheel. What you got to look at is they're refining the wheel, so to speak. So the whole deal with the X line, the FGX, IX, AUX, and then getting into even the snow pattern and the ghost. The way it's all supposed to kind of work is your IX was originally your intermediate pattern. The IX was going to be what all the gear and such was made in, and then you could have one set of gear that would work with 3 different uniforms, okay? It'll work with FGX, IX, or AUX, and it does. However, there was enough demand that, excuse me, hang on a second. There was enough demand that they finally went ahead and did Cordura in both the FGX and the AUX as well. So now you can get, if you just want to run one of the patterns, you can get everything dedicated in it. Like if you just want to run FGX or just want to run AUX, you can get the clothing and you can get matching gear. However, if you want to run a split system, like say you're in an area where in the summertime IX works good and in the wintertime AUX works good, you can have one set of gear in IX and it'll work with both patterns. You can have 2 different sets of uniforms and only one set of gear that will work across the board. Same on the other end, you can run IX and FGX, which that's kind of like where I fall at. IX works great year round, but I think in the summertime for me, FGX is probably going to work a little better. So I can either have all dedicated gear for both, or I can just run IX gear with both IX and FGX pattern. So just kind of some of the reasoning and thought behind why they're doing the patterns the way they are. I'll jump off of that because we can go on that about all day long. Yeah, again, I still like it, but do I regret selling my Arsenal SGL? Well, you know, I had 3 of them. Not really. I only really have 2 guns that I really regret ever selling. And it wasn't my SGLs. I love the SGLs. They were great guns. But ARs just make more sense for me. That's just what I've got. And I could do a whole video on why, and I probably will at some point just because I want to talk about it. But ARs make more sense for me. Now that said, I'm going to figure out how I want to word this. I may or may not, at some time in the future, be in possession of an AK again to do some specific video work with. That's all I'm going to say about that. And to further answer your question, Dave, about the SGL, the prices I've never really paid attention to. Guns aren't investments for me, not from a financial standpoint. They're tools that I use for life protecting investment. Put it that way. Financial investment, I don't care. I don't get them with the intent of ever reselling them to try to get money out of them. So the 2, in case anybody was wondering, the 2 guns that I really regret selling is I had an older, before they got bought out and so much stuff changed, probably back around 2002, I had a Remington 700 LTR that the only thing I had done to was to put a Leupold LRT mil-dot scope on and then just shot it. And I know everybody says it, but I'll say it too. That gun for me was a freaking tack driver. It was ridiculous how accurate that gun was, and I hadn't done a thing to it. A very good friend of mine up in Virginia bought that one from me, and to this day still has it in his safe. The other gun that if I could have it back, I would. That would be my old, I had an 18-inch DSA FAL that I had set up that was absolutely phenomenal. I miss that gun. Every time I see people talking about 308s and semi-autos, that's really the only two guns that I've ever sold that I really wish I had back or miss. So what else? Yeah, if you had a 357 Python, I was always a Smith and Wesson guy. I really liked the 586s and the 686s, especially the 586s. But Pythons were no slouch either. They were quite fine revolvers, to be sure. Let's see where we're at. All right, not too much longer, guys, because the boss will come through the door and want to go to dinner. So, fortunately, my jaw is not hurting near as bad as it was. Thank God for ibuprofen. It's about time for another round of that, though. I thought they were going to rip my jaw off my face yesterday trying to get in there and work on that tooth, but my dentist assured me that I would have no problem eating my steak and potato tonight. So if I do, he's going to get a very upset phone call from me Monday morning. So yeah, I bring that up. Thanks, brother. Be careful. Hey, we need to talk soon. I got some stuff I need to get with you on. So have your people call my people. Have a good weekend. I'll see you later. So I'll give you this brief story and then I'll go. Not that y'all wanted to hear it. Angel, you just hit on it right as I was about to say it. So I've got one tooth that I had a filling in from when I was real young. The only one in my mouth that had a filling. And it was so old and been in there so long, and they kind of had to go deep with it, that it was getting stress fractures in it. I've been milking that tooth for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. And Tuesday, it pretty much decided it was done. It was giving up the ghost. That was it. It started hurting and wouldn't stop, and I couldn't take it. So a combination of A, didn't want to deal with it hurting, and B, thinking about current events and where things are going and not knowing what kind of timeline we may be on with stuff. I just called the dentist up and said, I hate to spend the money right now, but I got to get this done, because the last thing I want to be doing is dealing with dental issues when there is not the use of modern dental equipment. There's a lot of medical things that we can deal with in a grid down situation. Dental work, for me, ain't one of them, okay? And make no mistake, that will take you out quick. You will be virtually useless when you start getting something going on in here that that can't be taken care of. So that was the only tooth that I've got that there was a problem with. So now that I'm getting this crown done, that'll take care of that issue, and I shouldn't ever have any more problem with it. And I don't have any other cavities or teeth issues. I've always been particular about my dental care because I like to eat. I like food, and having good teeth are kind of go hand in hand with that whole eating and food thing. So I'm a fan. So yeah, the reason I bring all that up is if there's some things dental wise or just any other health things that you've been putting off, start thinking about not putting them off anymore. Go get stuff squared away. Go get stuff taken care of, because again, we don't know what kind of clock we're ticking on. We don't know what time frame we're looking at here. It may be another 50 years, or it may be another 5 hours. Who knows? I hope it's not 5 hours, because I want my dinner first. But yeah, get that stuff done, especially dental work. Though I'm gonna harp on that one, because like Dave just said, toothache is nothing to mess around with. I've had broke bones, I've had cuts, I've had surgeries, I've had all kind of stuff, and I think I could still function better with all of those than I could with dental pain. And I think some of the worst pain I've ever experienced was getting my wisdom teeth out. That was nuts. And I know my dentist, he's a trip. When he numbed me up yesterday to do this, I thought the man was going to stand there all day, putting in Novocaine. I mean, he was just going and 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 going. And by the time he was done, I kid you not, I was numb from my temple to my collarbone, and from the middle of my nose past my ear. I mean, everything was numb. He must have put freaking 2 quarts worth of Novocaine in there. It's like, holy crap, doc. Made my tongue feel like it was the size of a basketball, and only half my tongue was numb. That was what was weird. Right side of my tongue I could feel it with. Left side, not so much. So, yeah, I know, Jim. I was just, I was giving it a head back. The day may come when it might have to be more than coffee in here. You never know. I'm just saying. I may or may not have a few mason jars in there in the cabinet with something other than coffee in them. What else we got? What else we got here? Lower receivers, dude. There's tons of good lowers out there. Spikes, Tactical. I think Delton lowers are good. Palmetto State Armory. Palmetto State Armory is probably some of the best bang for the buck price wise. I mean, and yes, they're a supporter of the channel, but I mean, they're great lowers and the price is right. I mean, shoot. Let me know if you want a link for one of their strip lowers, and I'll give you a link, and you can support the channel while you get one. But you don't have to. I'm getting peeked at through the door. The boss is giving me the it's time to go to dinner look. So we're live, by the way. So if you don't want to be heard, don't speak. That's a clue. She's not saying nothing. Yeah, PSA lowers is what I'd go with, dude. BDUs. No, I do not. But if you want good BDUs, go to TrueSpec, or contact my buddy Sean at 0241 Tactical. He does his top jackets and his smock light jackets in tons of different patterns, including I think the new OCP. Or you can send him material and he can make stuff for you. So check those out. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. We'll probably get some stuff recorded this weekend maybe, and throw up for y'all. I'll try to get that other one uploaded tonight, so maybe look for it tomorrow morning. that's about it. So y'all have a good weekend if I don't get back on sooner, and